guys, what is up? MJ back again with another World of Tanks replay. This time I'm on Halluf in my Russian heavy tank, the Kv2. Now, this tank is quite different than the other Russian heavies such as the T150 and the Kv85. The Kv2, well, the best way I can put it has a refrigerator on top of it, as you can see by the turret. And as many of you probably know, the Kv2 is the undisputed king of derp. It packs a 152mm gun, and if you load high explosive like I have, well, 900 damage if it penetrates, 300 if it doesn't, as it is a high explosive round. Now, not the best start to this game. As you can probably see, our heavies have no idea what they are doing, with most of them camping up on our ridge in plain sight of the enemy tank destroyers and the artillery. It seems only myself and our Kv85 actually know what we are doing on this map as we're moving over to the northwest corner to cover the heavies push on the enemy team. Now it looks like they're already capping. They've got something down in the cap, and it looks like our Kv85 is going to peel off and try to deal with that. Not sure how he's going to do that with his gun depression, but at this point, I'm just going to leave him to it. Now, there's a slight lull here. It's myself, Jumbo, Cromwell, and as you will see in a moment, an SU-100, who is really too busy complaining about our heavies in the chat to actually do anything. So, we stop here for a minute, because we know we can't just push out into that open. We'll get picked apart, as we can already see the shells coming down over there. Mainly probably from artillery pre-aiming. Kv85 looks like he's going to reset the cap, and our Jumbo goes for it. Now, being the team that they are, the Cromwell follows, and so does the SU-100. I'm just waiting for them to spot the enemy team, type something quickly in the chat, just because everyone else is doing it, and then start moving forward. So, we all sort of cluster up by this corner. There's a VK to my right, and then we've got multiple tanks to the left. Poke around the corner, see if I can get a shot at the Kv85. Kv85 takes a shot at me, but it bounces off my side armor, which is very surprising considering I basically gave him the side of my tank. I see if the Chinu is going to pop around. He doesn't, and I move forward. I see the side of this SU-100Y, the gift tank from the login bonus, which I just actually got. I'll make a video on that later. Can't get a shot, so instead I take a shot at the Panzer, and one-shot him. So there's our first kill, 350 damage, easy. Now, myself and the Cromwell were not actually communicating, but it looks like we've both agreed we're going to double team this VK. I was kind of hoping he would go first, but he doesn't really want to. He starts to go around me, so I push forward. I was going to put a shot into this VK, and then I see the enemy Kv2. Now, I know with my high explosive rounds, I can one-shot him with his HP, and that's exactly what I do, and then back up. Take a few shots in the VK, nothing major, but the fact that we got that Kv2 out of the way, it's very important, as with his high explosive rounds he could be devastating, and that seals our second kill. Angle the armor, wait for the reload, and right before the reload, back up, aim in, front plate on the VK, there he goes, derped for 500 health. So our SU-100, who was complaining in the chat, dies right here to the enemy Kv85. I've gotten my third kill, and it's basically myself and the Cromwell carrying the team at this point. We're actually winning. I see the Chinu here, and I wanted to take a shot there, but didn't want to waste my ammo and have to face that 20-something second reload again. So, push around the corner, wait for the shot. I know he can't do much. He takes 80 of my HP off, and I derp him to death. So there's our fourth kill of the game. Now, they've got a Jumbo down in the cap, and it looks like the rest of their team is probably on the other side of the map with their Cromwell B, their artillery, and their Jackson. The Cromwell begins to flank around, trying to get onto the enemy ridge, maybe try to spot that Jackson, that Cromwell B. Our Kv85 is down in the cap, desperately trying to cap as he has been since, well, the beginning of the game. We lose the SU-100Y, and we've got a low health Hellcat over there at risk from that M4A1. Yeah. So, scoping in the Hellcat, see how he's doing. Looks like he should be able to handle it. Puts a shot into the Stuart, and he's finished off with a T-34. Now I've got that Cromwell B on the other side of the map. He's poking up and down the ridge. I thought about taking a shot there. I decided not to. Probably should have. I wasn't sure where the rest of the team was. You can see our Cromwell over there to the right finishing off their artillery and making it even further in our advantage, which is quite surprising despite the way the game actually started. So I just set up by this ridge here. I've got cover from the cover to my right to shield me from any shots that Jackson might try to take, if he is where I think he is. And I can also, if the opportunity presents itself, take a shot at this Cromwell. However, those of you who know the Kv2 know, yeah, cross map shots, not going to happen, not with this Russian accuracy. So our team, the Cromwell starts to flank around. Cromwell B, the enemy Cromwell B, is just sort of popping up and down that ridge. I'm not confident in taking a shot and don't think it would hit and just be a waste of a shell. So I push down to help this Kv85 start capping. However, I realized that if in the cap circle, I'm basically a sitting duck in the tank that I'm in, so I drop down into this gully, hoping the Kv85 can stay in cover enough to cap if he needs to. I don't think he will have to. And I push up and take cover in this gully to try to intercept that Cromwell B. I am still worried about that Jackson to my right. If he is to my right, I'm pretty sure he is. You can see the Cromwell B has moved up onto our ridge, so I'm worried that he's going to try coming down on top of me. And I begin to push up to this rock ahead of me just so I can angle, have a better chance of bouncing the shots from the Cromwell. Still waiting for our Cromwell to spot that Jackson. Not sure if he's going to yet. So I push up to this ridge, just get in a position where if that Cromwell comes down, I can take a shot. I know I can one-shot him. Shouldn't be much of a problem penetrating. And he presents himself right there. I wasn't sure if he was going to come down and dive bomb me and try to flank. I was kind of hoping he would because I'd have a clear shot at him. But alas, he does not. Now, it's just about here. I was going to push up the hill and just start brawling with the Cromwell when I spot the Jackson to my right. So I back up, don't push over that ridge because I know the Jackson can rip me apart with my weak armor. Well, not weak, but compared to other Russian heavy tanks, it's mediocre at best. So what I'm worried about here is the Cromwell B and the Jackson catching me in a crossfire. I'm worried the Jackson's going to push up and the Cromwell's going to come down to my left. So I back up a bit. See the Cromwell over to the left doing exactly what I feared he would. Our Cromwell is taking shots putting shots into that Jackson from the enemy ridge, and the Cromwell on the enemy team starts to push downhill. I take a shot and I miss. Cromwell B puts a shot into me, and at this point I thought it was over. I was worried. Get a lucky bounce here right into the side of my tank, and somehow it bounces, and now the Cromwell is parked right in front of me. Jackson comes around, puts a shot into me. I angle my armor. Cromwell puts another shot. I've got 12 HP left. Angle, and the Cromwell shot is absorbed into my tracks. He takes another shot, and it bounces, and we've reloaded, and there goes Cromwell. Very, very lucky from us there with 12 HP for those two shots to have bounced. Move up. Unfortunately, the Jackson finishes us off. However, not soon after that, our Cromwell, who I do owe a lot of this game to, puts a shot into the Jackson and ends the game for us. Not bad considering the poor start that we had. And this describes why I play the Kv2. I was convinced to get it from my clanmate, Roche Performance, and he told me, you got to get this tank. It's phenomenal. It's got the gun on it's amazing. And that gun is what makes the Kv2 horribly fantastic. It's got poor mobility, giant turret. Well, it's got a fridge on top of it. Horrible armor. But when it gets in the right circumstances, like you saw here with the top tier game and the, well, I don't want to say good team because it wasn't, but support from your team, mainly from that Cromwell, who I owe a lot of this game to. He really helped carry the team. You can see the Kv2 is capable of doing fantastic things. It, 5 kills, 1700 damage. Unfortunately, we didn't survive the battle, but that was our ×2, and we managed to bring home about 1000 XP. 2000 with the ×2. And really just a really clutch win, considering that we basically, we won the game with only 2 of our heavies where they were supposed to be. And a win's a win, but when you get a win like that, it's just feels all that much better. But you know, that's that. Probably the best game I've had in a while. I've just been playing really bad lately, to be completely honest with you guys. But if you enjoyed the video, want to see more World of Tanks replays and other videos, leave a comment down below and make sure you like, comment, and